Dumelang. My name is Portia Ngwane Uzungu Manzini Nyamagaishi Ishangababebezeli, hailing from KwaZulu-Natal in the city of Durban. It is an honor to be here at the private screening of the film Color Purple with a special invitation by the U.S. Mission to South Africa. What an honor. What a great film. I have to say, Leia Philip Leia, it put me through a roller coaster of emotion from being sad, anxiety, happy to moody. It was all sorts of emotions, but one of the lessons that I did get out of it, which is important for every human being out there, is that self-love is important no matter what. If you are going through something which is sadness, which is pain, which is you are grieving, but do not forget to go through the pain. Pain wants you to feel it, and then after that, remember to love yourself because it is important. And also the music was just beautiful. It was insane. My God, the visuals from the beginning to the ending, they were intentional with every scene that was there from the film. So I have to say that was one of the greatest films that I've watched in a while. So if you haven't watched The Color Purple, definitely is a must-see if you haven't seen it. And also, as we are acknowledging Black History Month, I say this is definitely the film to watch out for the month of February. I am a Mandela Washington Fellow, Alumni 2019, and it is my pleasure. Here with me, I'm standing with the Consul General to South Africa.
Hi, my name is Josie Radcliffe. I arrived in October, and I am so happy to be here today for our launch of Black History Month with the film showing, a special showing of The Color Purple.
So how has your experience been so far? Getting in here with a lot of people. I mean, obviously it's a work day, right? People are coming from work.
But it's really exciting. Some people are more purple, some people are really into it. I know that the first film from 1985 was super iconic. And this one, it's interesting because it's an African director.
Yes.
And I think that tells so much about the evolution of Black history and African American issues in the U.S. and how to handle them. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Definitely.
And to celebrate.
So are you looking more forward to the activities that are going to be happening throughout the celebration of Black History Month?
I
Activities that will be happening with the U.S. Mission to South Africa?
I am, and we have a whole host of stuff, so I don't know what to highlight in here, but I know that the team is really excited about it. This is just it's one of the areas where we can really celebrate progress in America, and we can celebrate while also honestly looking at our challenges and trying to find new ways to talk about them and have real conversations.
Right.
And I think this film forces us to have real conversations because it's a tough film, but I know the director did an excellent job of bringing out the bright and the lights.
Thank you so much for being with us. So I just want to say, make sure throughout the month of February you go out to the cinemas and watch out for the film Color Purple in celebration of Black History Month.
Alright, hello, Sanbanani. My name is Asanda Fisha. I am from the Basic Project and Support for Youth, which we call U.S Mission. And yeah, it's a research project for UCT and UJ. What else do you need to know? Yeah, I work with young people.
And I am Bongi Wekwala from the same company with Asanda. We work on the same project together. And I'm from Ichanga, and I'm looking forward to being here today.
First, I just want to say you ladies look amazing. You stuck to the theme, Color Purple. So as we are about to have a private screening of the film Color Purple, I just want to have your take. You ladies run a non-profit organization. What is your take on women empowering each other, especially in community development work?
What we're very excited about today, we received an invite yesterday, it was last minute. Fortunately, we had purple dresses, so we managed to put it off. But yeah, I mean, I did go on YouTube to see the trailer of the movie. It's exciting, I felt empowered already. It's a beautiful story of a woman finding sister without some of her own family, especially the husband with her stepdaughter. And I think in the work that we're doing, as much as we're not biased enough to say that we're really focused on women, also with male kids as well. But yeah, it's a great story that has empowered us personally, and hoping that we can also extend the same message into the world.
It's empowering to all of us as women, not just with the work that we do, but in general when we're working with communities. It's always empowering as a woman to empower other fellow women. As much as Hassan has said that we're not empowering just women, but we feel empowered and inspired.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah, all for that to start with.
Hi, we're from the Med Center and we've just screened the Color Purple, the new version, and it was absolutely amazing. Very good music, very good story, 100%.
My name is Bonita Swahili.
I'm Nassim Kaf, and we are from Peace Players South Africa. So we are Peace Players, we're an NGO that uses basketball for social change in Durban, UK, an area. And today we are honored to be here to watch The Color Purple, a very impactful, very movie, and we're so glad that we got to watch it at the cinema. I haven't been in a cinema in ages.
I think for me it's
Same.
I think for me it's great bringing such stories to South Africa since we both face the same issues. So really happy to make it was really lovely to see. And we hope you host more of these events.
Yes, definitely. And I think also because we always think that our stories are so different, and to see an American story that speaks to so much of South African stories feels familiar. But also I've watched the first one, Color Purple, and seeing this one is like completely different in the sense that the story is told so beautifully. There's good humor, there's the artistry, but also there is the real issues that are just told so beautifully. So I think it was just really amazing to watch it with everyone here. That is doing amazing work. So big up KZN Info. And
Never we were on a roll.
that was incredible. I love that. I think we should keep that.
I think for me, going into this movie, I thought it was going to be music, humor, joy, but I really got intense at some point. So that was extremely awesome. I enjoyed the whole thing. The music was great. The creativity of the movie was amazing. I hope you host more of these again.
Definitely. The snacks were good.
They're good, right? I need to get more of those because I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, and we got to meet the Consul General for the first time today.
Love it.
So that was also nice.
Love it.
Big up everyone.
We went through a lot of a roller coaster of emotions, eh?
Yes, it was.
And I was sitting next to a lovely gentleman who was going through the emotions with me. So it was a very, very, very great night. I'm glad I chose that seat.
Yeah,
Made the
yeah.
experience even greater.
Hi, my name is Ashley Moorfield. I'm the Political Economic Officer here in Durban for U.S. Mission to South Africa.
Perfect. So, it is not your first time viewing the film. This is your second time. So, do you have expectations of maybe looking at the film differently the second time around that you're going to be watching it? How do you feel about that?
Well, for me, at least for the first time, you know, it was a musical, so I was really focused on hearing the music and the depth of the lyrics the first time. I feel like I'm just really getting into musicals and musical theater, so I wanted to hear about it because it's this award-winning, you know, show that's been on Broadway in America for so long and globally. But now for the second time, I think I can think more deeply about the characters, and aside from the main characters, the other people who are, these other important women in the story, and all of their contributions, and especially to how they're making Celie really come to loving herself, coming to know herself and what she's passionate about, what she won't stand for, and how they all feed into that story. So I'm excited to think more about those other women who are super empowering and incredible through their own trials and tribulations, and to think more about them.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So just one last question.
Yeah.
What a beautiful insight to hear you mention how you're looking forward to watching it the second time around and looking at the different things now, not focusing on just the musical parts of it. Now you're going to focus more on the storyline.
Yeah.
So as an African lady, how do you feel about empowerment as Africans with each other?
I think especially especially for Black History Month, so many people think it's only limited to America or don't know that we even celebrate it. So I think having it highlighted here in South Africa is amazing because people will find themselves in the stories, they'll find themselves in the characters, and probably that they've gone through similar things, that despite our different histories and different forms of oppression we've had to overcome, there's so much strength in this community, and that people find people along the way that help them get through it. So I think in this, it's about how you can find that sisterhood anywhere. You can find it, no matter if you're Black American, Black South African, across the continent, Caribbean, and you can find that sisterhood across the world and see those similarities in what we've had to overcome, but how it makes us stronger. And it's not something to, I guess, dwell in the sadness. You can find the light and that it's there, and it's always there, but especially if you look to other people, you can come out stronger because of it.
Great, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Tabila Monahe. I work for the Architecture Architecture.
So tell me guys, we're here today with the U.S. Mission to South Africa. It is a celebration for Black History Month. I just want to have your take. I've heard that you've read the book and now you are about to watch the film, Color Purple. Tell me a little bit about it. What is your expectation from the book that you've read to what you're about to watch now? Do you have high expectations, low expectations? What's your view?
I have high expectations of the movie because I think it's derived from the original film that had Oprah Winfrey in it. And I think this is a lovely spin that's more of a musical and celebrating so many big names in the US at the moment. And I think it's celebrating women in such a big way where we've got so many big names who have amazing voices and amazing vocal as well as acting talent. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing today.
Definitely. Thank you guys.
From the Lebanon Health Center, and of course I'm with my colleagues, Laika.
Diak Piriachi, I'm a filmmaker based here in Durban.
I'm Jason Fiddler, I run the Durban Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. I host MCs, my chairperson of ZAQ Festivals. We're very glad to be here this evening in partnership with the Consul General of Durban in the United States and watching an amazing film.
Yeah, what a beautiful night.
Do you have any takeaways from the film?
So I saw the original with directed by Cindy Spielberg. I think many people have.
Right.
And I think what the main thing that I found about this film was that it captured the authenticity because it was done by a Black voice. And that it was one of the most powerful elements of the film. And I think also the music captured so much of the soul
Each and every scene.
Alice Walker's original. And I think while Steven Spielberg's movie is brilliant, I do believe that this is a step up because it sort of just captures everything about the soul of Celia's character, Natty's character, and those elements throughout that age, that era.
And I think from a social cohesion perspective, it was quite an excellent film to bring about dialogue or discourse amongst diverse communities, but also different age groups, because I think having a film taking us through different ages and taking us through the different experience, there will be something that I think coming from a younger generation would want to be engaged in with even an older generation, even a younger generation than mine, on really what has been the history of a Black person in our country and of course across the continent. And I think even more so when we have conversations as women about the concept of womenhood under child populations or even in war spaces, and of course what that means for a young person growing up today in this world and what we call or understand to be democracy. But I think from a film perspective, from an expression, from a cultural perspective, I was
about to say, as filmmakers, when the visuals not insane, the visuals, they were intentional with every scene, right?
It's one of the most emotionally rich films I've seen for an incredibly long time. And I think that's where the beauty in filmmaking, storytelling through film is it transcends who your background is, your experiences. My takeaways from the film were very personal. You know, the abusive father and her experiences I could resonate with, and I thought that, you know, having a queer love story so simply put into the storyline that it wasn't all about that. It just happened to be part of her character, and the agency that the filmmaker gave her through the visuals, through the eras that they managed to recreate, was exquisite. And unfortunately, that jarring moment at the filling station, I don't want to give anything away, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
You haven't seen it. But that jarring, you know that something's going to happen. It's inevitable to that era. You think it was going too well. I think they were very true to it, but I'm very grateful that they moved past it. And I think for the entire audience, that catharsis that the filmmaker gives at the end is what we're looking for, is that moment of unity and of family and of coming together.
I think after that scene specifically, I think what defined it so well was the reprise of Hell No.
Yes.
The use of that song by just defining not just the race, but the male and egotism and the affection of that what it does to just woman alone. And that's what defined it so well.
Let's just spoil it for those that are still going to watch.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again so much for having us.
It's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, we as the Durban Gay Lesbian Film Festival really happy to be partnered with this and look forward to more partnerships in the future.
Good evening, my name is Jacqueline Cole. I'm the Public Affairs Officer here in Durban, South Africa. We just finished the screening of The Color Purple, a private screening with some of our closest contacts in creative arts, entrepreneurship, and our alumni. And I think it's been a magnificent opportunity to get together and to watch a part of Black history. When The Color Purple came out as a book in 1982, I was not born yet. But I did read this book at a very young age. I remember watching the movie that came out in the 80s multiple times. It's an indelible mark in my mind, in my childhood. It is one of the first times I think I saw a representation of Black people, including Africa and African history and those cultures coming together. And to watch it now, this version, what I found amazing was just how beautifully it was filmed. I think the director, in his perspective as an African man, looking at the story and saying, how do we want to retell it? How do we want to visualize ourselves? And visualize ourselves as a whole community coming together from some deep pain, right? Going from oppression that looks like sexism, that looks like racism, that looks like not understanding queer identities, and bringing that all together in the end. And just the way he lit and the way he brought Black women to the focus visually was one of the most amazing things I think I've seen on the big screen. So someone who's made their life choice to spend their time on the continent working with African and African communities, creatives, I found this really beautiful blend of stories and storytelling. We talk about it all the time, that we need to see more stories from diverse voices, African stories coming from African people, African Americans getting to portray themselves on screen. And I think that was a beautiful thing to see. As someone who is Black and female and queer, it was amazing to see that on screen. It might not have been exactly what I had pictured. Obviously, it's 2024, but it's still subtle. But to say, show people in love from all different backgrounds, love in all different ways, whether it's familial or romantic or forgiveness. I think that is a beautiful expression of humanity and Black identity, and I really enjoyed it. I hope the folks that came out enjoyed it. I really love this as an opportunity for us to network, to see each other, and to talk about the things that we're going to do with the rest of the year. So I thought it was an amazing opportunity, and I look forward to doing more of these things in the future.
Great. Would you encourage more filmmakers to write stories that encourage love, community, diversity?
Absolutely. I think we need all types of stories. We need every type of story. So even if this film isn't the story that you like, I remember, even though I was quite young, some of the controversy around the book and around the first story. And the beauty about storytelling is everyone has one. So we need to see more stories. If you don't see the story that you like, get out and make that story. We're seeing filmmakers using, you know, technology that's in their hands, iPhones and Android phones, to make short films, but even full-length films. Like, get the technology, get people involved, and make the story that you want to see about the communities that are important to you. Give that voice and put it out there, and your community will find you. And I think that's so important, whether people are content creators. How many people have we seen go from being content creators on something like YouTube or Instagram to on television and on full-length films? So I would encourage anyone, particularly young people, if there's a story you want to tell, get a group of people, talented people together, and start writing. It doesn't cost you anything to write. It doesn't cost you anything to start performing where you are and then take it to the next level. So I hope more people do that, because we need more stories like this and other stories on screen of diverse backgrounds. Musical. How many people were employed by a film like this? How many dancers, how many singers, how many, the lighting, the costumes. Film is such a beautiful tapestry of different creatives working together. So we just need to see more of that and more diversity in it, because it makes us all better human beings.